this video, I'll be continuing from where I stopped in the previous video. I did question number 1 of this past paper, 96142, May, June 2021. I covered question 1 in the previous video, so now I'll start with question 2. So a program stores the following 10 integers in a 1D array with the identifier array data. These are the numbers. Write program code for a new program to declare the global 1D array data with 10 elements. Initialize array data in the main program using the data values shown. So let's do part A. So we have an array with the identifier array data. So we declared it, and now we have to add these values in it. So we can just simply add the values 5, 7, 10, 5, 6, 7, 1, 12, 10, 5, 6, 7, 1, 12, 13, 15, 21, 8. 13, 15, 21, and 8. So this was simply our part A. Now let's check it in the marking scheme. Here it also has array data and it has added the values. So let's do part B. A function linear search takes an integer as a parameter and performs a linear search on array data to find the parameter value. It returns true if it was found and false if it was not found. Write program code for the function linear search. So part B is writing a function linear search, and let's take value to find as the parameter. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 values. Let's take for x in range 10 because we need to move from 0 to 9. If I forgot to take global array data, it's good practice to do that. If array data x is equals to value defined, what does the question ask? It returns true, else it returns false. We will return true. Sorry, I forgot to give the indentation. And if it's not found, we will return false. So linear search is pretty simple. Let's check the marking scheme. Marking scheme is also done for x in range this. If array data is equals to search value, it will return true. If not, it will return false. Edit the main program to allow the user to input an integer value, pass the value to linear search, output an appropriate message to tell the user whether the search value was found or not. So this function will be returning a value to us, a Boolean value, true or false. So let's take a function found. Wait, let's write this in main. Found is equals to linear search. Let's take 21. It should give us true. So if found is true, we will print value is found, else we will print value is not found. Let's try running this. Let me clear this first. Now when I run this, it will give me value is found. Let's add a value that's not in it. Now it will give me value is not found. So this was our part 2 test your program with one value. We've done this part as well. Now this part. Oh wait, let me just Here it says allows the user to input an integer value. I didn't do this part. So what we're going to do here is instead of taking 100, we're going to take user input and we'll let the user enter a value, and then we will take user input as a parameter. Let's run this. So enter a value. When I enter 21, value is found. When I enter 100, value is not found. Moving on to the next part. The following bubble sort pseudocode algorithm sorts the data in the array into descending numerical order. There are 5 incomplete statements. We have to write the program code of this. First, let's solve this. Let's fill in the blanks. So for x02, we have 10 values. So if we have 10 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we'll start from 0 and it'll go to 9. So for x is 0 to 9. And then for y, as we know, in bubble sort, it's 1 minus the upper bound. So for y is 0 to 8. Then we have if the array y something, the array y plus 1. So we need to sort it into descending order. So we need to figure out if it's going to be greater than or less than. So as it's descending, this is going to be the array y is less than the array y plus 1. Then the array y will be equal to the array y plus 1. We will swap the values and the array y plus 1 will be assigned temp. So this is the basic pseudocode of bubble sort. Now let's write its code in Python. So you can just copy from the pseudocode here. We have for x in range 0 to, sorry, let's just write 9, 10, because we need to go till 9. Then for y in range 0 to 8, so we'll write in range 9. Then we have if the array y is less than the array y plus 1, if array data y is less than array data y plus 1, then we will do the swapping part. So here, as you can see, this was all there was to the bubble sorting algorithm. Now let's check the marking scheme. So here we have it. For x in range 0 to 10, for y in range 0 to 9. And we just write what's written in the pseudocode. So let's try running this now. Oops. So now, as you can see, it has sorted our whole array in descending order. Let's move on. Oh, this was our whole question. It only had 3 parts. One was the linear search part, and the next was the bubble sort part. Now I will continue question 3 in the next video.